Okay, so we finally have this Purex fume extractor with us. I've had it a few days, just haven't had a chance to get it unwrapped. Yeah, it's not probably as easy as it looks. Lots of different bits of cardboard used here. Oh blimey. Very cool. Somebody's Christmas jumper as wrapping. Oh dear. Right, okay. Let's see if we can come out the bottom. Oh dear. Whole selection of Christmas jumpers. And we have so we've got the main unit, which you can see here. It's just got a variable dial on-off switch. Take the lid off, and oh, that's interesting. Don't know whether you can see. Actually, you probably can't see. The great big straps on there holding it all. Obviously a used unit, well used I'm sure over the years. Just going to take out the top filter. We've ordered some new ones. That's got 2015 on it, so you can see that is 8 years old and probably actually hasn't seen that much use. And then we're going to take out the main filter, again 2015, test date 16th of the 6th, 2015, test was fine. This is a HEPA and chemical filter. Particle size 0.3 microns with a serial number, so yeah, it's a pretty serious piece of kit. So whether we can use that or not I don't know, but we do have a replacement mains cable. Where's that? Oh, I think that perhaps didn't have a mains cable, so I'm going to have to sort a kettle lead out. There also is a switch at the back that says 0 or 1, so I'm not entirely sure whether this is part of a system where you can control two different ones. There is a turn this around, let's put that lid on, spin this around. Whether you can see there's that switch I was talking about, and then there's a port here that is sealed with a yeah, I don't know what that connector is, so it looks like you could perhaps have two of these being controlled by, I don't know whether it would be a foot switch or what it would be. We've got various dates of examination on the top, from July 2012 all the way up to 2018. It looks like it's actually been tested by Purex. So yeah, interesting. There's a whole load of labels on there where they've come out and inspected it from time to time. I think what we'll do is give it a clean. We'll go find a kettle lead and go from there. These seem quite nice units. That just plugs straight in. I think that's probably been a bit banged up on the way here. If you look, it's not entirely round we'll just have to, there we go, I've just squeezed it a little bit, and it's got the shape back. So yeah, hopefully these will be long enough. They certainly can be put in pretty much any position you like. I could block one off if I only needed one, but the idea is to use two probably over a bigger area so we can get the soldering fumes, and hopefully we can get the isopropyl, the alcohol fumes sucked through, and see if that makes any difference to the smell in the workshop. I often come in after working, you know, go out, come back in again, and I can just smell that alcohol in the air. I can't be doing me any favours just because I've got this sealed up too tightly with no windows. So yeah, so that's the first look at that. I think this was probably quite a bargain. 200 and what did I pay? 250? Yeah, something like that. And 230 for the filters. We'll have a quick look at those actually now before we go and clean this up. We should have a pack of the little filters. They are genuine Purex pre-filters, if you can see there. So that is good. Yeah, I think they've seen quite a bit of use. These are a bit too flexible, if anything, those arms. But we'll sort that out. Okay, so we have a pack of pre-filters. Make sure they're the same size. Yep, that's all good. Although there's probably not too much wrong with the other one. And oh, I don't know what we've got in there. It looks like plastic bags. I assume that's for disposal. Yeah, it is. Wow. This kit contains no personal protective equipment, but it does contain a bag to dispose of the filter correctly. So you can tell that this is a pretty serious piece of kit for professional use. I think brand new these are around the 12 to 1500 range, and for that you do not get any of the arms or anything. You have to build your own system by buying extra bits and pieces. So let's just pop this filter open and have a look at that. Okay, again that has come with some more polythene bags. And again a genuine Purex, and it's a filter test certificate. The test date was the 16th of November 23, so nice to see that this is all current. We have the airflow direction marked, serial number, efficiency 99.997 efficient. This is the HEPA chemical one that was already fitted, and 0.3 microns. That's pretty impressive performance. So yeah, hopefully, as I say, I'm going to get this cleaned up, and we'll get this installed where I think it can go, and we'll come back and show it to you working. And it's about as good as I'm going to be able to get, I think, for the workshop. We tried that cheap Chinese one from whatever company that was. I'm not even sure I put the video up. I was so disappointed with the utter rubbish that's coming out of China. All of these cheap, systems, 100, 200 quid with these stupid little filters. They are not doing anything. Just don't waste your money. If you're working with solder, you know, every day, you need to invest in something like this. You know, otherwise you're going to experience problems in the long term. Okay, so quick look at that. All seems to be okay. I will get a kettle lead and get it plugged in and cleaned. Okay, so managed to clean off most of the labels and the glue. I did consider leaving the original filter in there, because if the pre-filter's only got that amount of dirt on there, and that's been fitted for 8 years, I don't know how long this hasn't been used for, but I doubt the main filter is actually very dirty at all. Certainly looks clean to me, but there is a gas part to this filter, so I'm assuming that is some sort of well, it says chemical filter, HEPA / chemical filter. I don't know whether that means carbon or... So anyway, I thought as we've got the new filter, we might as well use it. New kettle lead. I have powered it up already without these tubes fitted, and after a few seconds it just started to error with an error bleep, and this light flashes red, and then it just shut down. And I suspect it can actually sense the airflow, whether it is too high or too low. And I'll have to download, if I can, the user instructions for it. But as soon as I fitted the tubes, it seemed to behave itself. This dial, it's not in the right place. It needs to come apart, and the whole thing needs to be spun around. It's actually got a screw going through it, so I could just take that off and reposition it, because I think it should be there to here. So I'll reposition that. But I thought my first test, oh, and also it's quite slow to react to this adjustment in fan speed. I suspect most of the time I'll have it, you know, near maximum anyway, just to be absolutely sure. But my first test, which I don't expect it to pass, is my matchstick test. Will we get any signs of, you know, any smell of the burning matchstick once it's gone through this? You see the green light flashing. Then it will start up. We've got quite a lot of airflow, so it's quite powerful. Strange, I can't really smell anything from that, apart from that little bit of smoke we got out here, directing it back on me here, and can't smell that, so yeah, that is interesting. Hear it coming down in power now. Very slow to react. There we go, it's just going up again. And it does work, it's just not very quick. So what we will do now is get it in position, and and we'll try it with some solder fumes. Okay, just put this in place where I think it can go. I think these arms, especially this one here, are a bit worn. They're a little bit too flexible, but I can get this one to stay right where I need it. Got a bit of broken element that's got a pad on there. I'm going to use the very high temperature solder and 450 degree iron and see if it will suck all that smoke up. So let's see. Not too bad. It's probably a little bit too far away, but it's absolutely fine. I'll use the second one just to see if we can suck up some normal fumes that are in the air from the isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, that works really well. I suppose if I block the other one off, we've got twice the suction in that one as well. So that's the alternative. So yeah, all good. Right, there we go. I feel like we've done the best we can there, and we're not using one of those cheap, crappy Chinese fume extractors or fume filters. I mean, the cheapest way of doing this is just extract through the wall, but I didn't want to do that. But hopefully this is all good. And of course, one more is really useful use of this is with the little marking laser we've got here. I'm just running through a few hundred UK plugs, and that pretty effectively gets rid of all of the fumes from this as well. So yeah, very useful that's going to be.